Well, well, well. We did season one about who's the greatest players on each position. Last season, we did who's the greatest player in each franchise history. And now we get to do the all-decade team from right now, this era where we're going through, all the way back to the 1920s. Hello, folks. Welcome to Jeremy Hadler's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jeremy Hadler, and today we continue here of the GOAT series, season three. We finally get to season three, so thank you everyone who wanted season three. Appreciate it. And we get to start off with a special guest, Mr. Phil Rondeau.
Hello. Hi. Great to be here once more. Back from the grungy basement.
Yes, where that is where you can find Phil because Phil disappears. He hides there, he lives there, and breathes Texan football all day, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed. I scutter into my little room, my little hole where it's just Texans gear, and I hibernate usually until the season starts, but we're out a little early.
He's out a little earlier, but as we get into this, as I explain here, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you've already not done so already. We'd appreciate it. And how we'll be doing this is we're going to be doing quarterback, running back, two receivers, one tight end, O-line, defensive tackle, defensive end, strong safety, free safety, middle linebacker, CB, CB, and kicker, punter, and return, of course, ladies and gentlemen, because what I found with outside linebacker and defensive end, they're both basically just the same position, but they're just playing a different stance. That's how I keep seeing it from a different stance. So that's why I combined the two and I wanted to get the best. And safety, there's a bit difference there. So I wanted to be clear about that, like I did with middle linebacker and outside linebacker, like I did the GOAT series. So that's how we're doing it here, folks. But let's start with the O-line, Phil. Who you got as your quarterback?
Yeah. And since we had to pick from 2020 to the present,
Yeah.
very limited amount of years that we
Yes,
have. And I assume this list is going to change drastically in the
it will.
latter half of the 2020s. But for now, for the quarterback, I'm conceding to Patrick Mahomes begrudgingly, but I think he is the most talented quarterback in football currently.
Mhm.
And he doesn't seem to be slowing down too much. So I think we have to go with Patrick Mahomes.
I agree with you, especially what he did in this era so far, even though it's gonna change as we're gonna get through this. And this is just the one episode, guys, where we're given our present here. There's not much time, whereas the other eras you got like 10 years, we've given like half a decade so far. And in that process for Patrick Mahomes, he had two Super Bowls, two Super Bowl MVPs, two All Pros, four Pro Bowls. And these are achievements from the eras, how I'm gonna be doing it too, just to let you guys know.
What'd you have at running back?
Running back. This was a debate because there's been so many great running backs over the years. You go with CMC, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, just for the fun of it. There's been a bunch, but I like to go with your guy, Phil. I'm going to go with Derrick Henry here. He's been phenomenal. He's had 7,590 rushing yards through over 1,550 carries. He's scored 70 touchdowns. He's gotten four Pro Bowls. He's won two All Pros, and he's been a two-time rushing TDs leader and one-time rushing yards leader. So that's very incredible to me of why. And I think he definitely deserves it here, given his time as a Titan and a Raven now.
Yeah, so Derrick Henry is someone I always enjoyed watching, even though he's on the Titans for a long time. He's just a true workhorse back. And for running back, I also chose Derrick Henry. I was thinking maybe going Saquon, but Saquon's more of a recent pop off.
Yeah,
And with the injuries early on, I think Derrick Henry just outperforms him so far in the 2020s. But we'll see what the future holds.
I agree. I agree with you. All right, let's kick it off to a wide receiver here. We're going to choose two wide receivers here. First one I'll go, then we'll go Phil, and back to me, then Phil. First one, I think it was clear and obvious, is Justin Jefferson. I think that was the clear aspect. I mean, the guy, he's like DeAndre Hopkins. Like, you don't give him a so good a quarterback. He's had Sam Darnold. Now he's going to get JJ McCarthy. He's had Kirk Cousins all these years, and he's done a phenomenal job. He's had over close to 500 catches for 7,430 yards, scored 41 TDs. He's had two first team All Pros and multiple All Pros, ladies and gentlemen, and four Pro Bowls. So I think that stands out to me right there. And he's won different categories. He's set numerous records in the NFL so far. I think it's just a home run pick. He definitely has to get a wide receiver here for me.
Absolutely. I mean, You had to pick Justin Jefferson. I also picked him. His route running's incredible. His catching's incredible. He's just an amazing player all around.
Yes. Phil, who'd you have as your other guy?
Now the number two, it might be shocking, but I had two guys I was thinking of.
Okay.
I was thinking Tyreek Hill,
Ooh.
but then I found a different guy, and
Okay.
that's Amon Ra St. Brown.
Wow. He's going with that. Okay.
Very different, very interesting. He's more of a slot guy, but the routes he does run in the slot are super, super efficient. And with the Lions, a run heavy team, he's still able to rack up yards and receptions. So I think he deserves to be on this list.
That's a fair assessment there, Phil. I wanted to go with Justin Jefferson's teammate, who I will go with, is Jamar Chase. I think he also deserves credit to be up there. I mean, he's had close to 400 catches, 5,400 yards, and of course he has Joe Burrow as quarterback, but like Chase does phenomenal things with his route running. He has great hands. He can be a deep threat in the game, and he reminds me a lot of Justin Jefferson in their game goes well together. So I think Jamar Chase has to put here, and he's won numerous awards with the All Pros and the Pro Bowls, every bit about that. It's just phenomenal. So I think he definitely has to also get deserved here. Now we get a tight end here, ladies and gentlemen. Phil, who do you have as your tight end?
So tight end was a tough one. There's very few spots, but they're all very, very close. And I went for the guy who's the best all around, true to form tight end. And I think that is George Kittle.
Wow. Okay.
Despite the injuries,
Okay.
George Kittle, when he does play, he is a complete tight end. He can get it done in all facets of the game.
I agree.
I was struggling to pick, maybe I pick Kelsey, maybe I pick Mark Andrews. But overall, I think Kittle outperforms both of them in consistency.
For me, it was Travis Kelce. Now, I think the difference I've seen compared to George Kittle, like obviously injuries are definitely a factor, but Kelsey's also been consistent. Like he's had 5,680 yards in this, receiving yards in this era. Plus, he's performed big time in numerous games. When you need him to ball out, he balls out, especially with Mahomes. We all seen it so many times. And he's gotten three All Pros and five Pro Bowls. He's been to the Pro every single year. So I think that shows you he's definitely consistent. And I think he does outplay George Kittle a little bit.
That's absolutely fair. It's a toss up
Yeah.
completely.
All right, let's get started with the O line, the most important position. Not the sexy position, but it's the great position though, Phil. Who you got for your left tackle?
The first one, the right tackle, I
Yep.
went with Lane Johnson. I mean, he's just a monster player,
Hmm.
especially from the 2020s into the couple years
Yeah.
onwards. A no brainer. And left tackle, I also think is a no brainer.
Okay.
And I think you definitely have him. Trent Williams.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah. I got both. I'm with you there,
I mean,
Phil.
you just have to. He's just the best.
I agree. The only issue I had with Trent Williams is like a little bit of his ego, a little bit carries him sometimes, where he's gotten thrown out, thrown punches. Like that's the only issue I've ever had with Trent Williams. But like when he got traded from Washington to San Fran, his career, like he already had a solid career with Washington, but like it rejuvenated by going better and better. So I think Trent Williams definitely, especially with his athleticism, and he redefined a little bit of the position a bit, but like his strength, like how big he is that has been massive. He's been a shutdown guy to stop those pass rushers. And same thing with Lane Johnson.
Speaking of pass protection, if I go into the guards here, I specifically picked Joe Thuney as the
Ooh.
left guard because of his incredible pass protection over in Kansas City, keeping Mahomes chill as a cucumber back there. And the other guard, the right guard, I have Zach Martin for essentially the same kind of reasons.
I have Zach Martin as well with you. Definitely with the footwork. Like the issue thing with me, Phil, is he started his entire career. He never missed a game, which was rare to see with Zach Martin, even though he just retired. Like that's phenomenal because like O-line get hurt so much and you would expect him to miss a game or two. But he started and performed very well with three first team All Pros and three Pro Bowls in this era. Does phenomenal footwork that always stands out to me. But my left guard. This is a player I think needs to get more appreciation out there, despite being on a terrible team, is Joe Bitonio. Three All-Pros, five Pro Bowls, and the same thing like you were mentioning with Joe Thuney, he does phenomenal of like pass protection to let his quarterback stay back there. Now, of course, Cleveland's O-line is terrible, but like he's the one who keeps it going, at
He's the
least for
lone
a
bright
second.
spot.
Yeah, he's the one good spot on that O-line for Cleveland.
Now for center, I hate to do it, but I'm doing it. It's Creed Humphrey, the Kansas City
Wow.
center.
Okay.
He's put in the work, and again, keeping Mahomes cool.
That's a good pick. I like that pick, Phil. But I think there's a more obvious pick, especially to a city called Philadelphia, and that is Mr.
Ah,
Jason Kelsey.
of
I think
course.
Jason Kelsey has to get put on this list here. I mean, three first-team All-Pros. He helped carry that Eagles team. He was the heart and soul of that team, especially as a leader, and was gritty. He was durable, and he played through the hurt. He was banged up so many times, and he still played through it. Like that stands out to me. And he definitely revolutionized the center position, in my opinion. He definitely revolutionized it because he's more of like the body size of a tight end a bit. So he can push, even though he doesn't have that much speed, he still can get through, especially with the push. We all know how that has gone. But I think Jason Kelsey, no brainer here for me.
Now, he is what I was debating on going on, especially with the tush push. I mean, he's doing the grunt work
Yes.
for the tush push there, being at the bottom of the pile. But I just had to recognize Creed Humphreys' just overall consistency and ability over in Kansas City. And he's put in so much great work over there.
No, I definitely agree. Creed Humphrey has done a phenomenal job. I wish my team drafted him, but we drafted a center right before him, so that will always annoy me with that. But no, Creed Humphrey is a good pick, but I think J Jason Kelsey gets the pick here for me.
We moving on to defense now.
Yes. Defense here. All right, we're going to start with defensive tackle, and then we're going to go defensive end. Again, folks, it's one player per position because it was so concise. So we like to do it like how we're doing O-line and wide receivers a bit. We're going to go one player position. But Phil, your guest, you start out here first.
So let's go with edge. Edge
You want to go
first.
edge? Okay, edge.
And now, having to pick one edge is difficult.
It is difficult in this era,
It's
especially.
extremely difficult. I feel like there was only one real guy I had to go with, and that was Miles Garrett. I mean, he is a monster.
Yes.
Huge man, gets to the quarterback quick,
Yeah.
gets to the runners quick. He does everything quick. And he's a consistent player in these past years that he's been playing.
No, I'm with you there. I also picked Miles Garrett. I think the debate with me was between him and TJ Watt. The biggest difference I had was Garrett was more consistent and healthy. I think that was a big reason. When you put TJ Watt in the game, he destroys like the game. He is a big difference maker. But I think with Miles Garrett, the consistency from what I've seen and winning so many awards, the All Pros, winning Defensive Player, you can't just pass up on that. So I will take Miles Garrett over TJ Watt here. All right, defensive tackle. I'll start off first. I'm going to go for Kansas City Chief, and that is Chris Jones. I think what Chris Jones has done, you can't undo it. Like he's a game wrecker. Whenever you need like to make a stop in the run or disrupt the pocket, he is your guy. And he's won the All Pro awards in defense tackle every single year. Like that's insane for his position this era. That's very insane. So I got to give it to Chris Jones here.
Yeah, I had a feeling you would go Chris Jones. So I went a little different here.
Okay.
Now, he's not as appreciated, but I'm going to go with Dexter Lawrence for one simple reason. He is a true nose tackle player,
Yep.
always getting to the center, forced to get to the center, and he still performs just as well as the other top interior defensive linemen. And I think that has to be recognized.
No, I definitely agree with you. I think Sexy Dexy, great nickname, has to get appreciation for that. Yes, definitely plays a good nose tackle position. But I just think with Chris Jones, what he did in like so far in this era, like he's been a big difference maker and one of the biggest reasons why the Chiefs have won the Super Bowls multiple times and got that big contract years ago. So I think Chris Jones is definitely the biggest difference maker than Dexter Lawrence, in my opinion. But I do give appreciation to Dexter Lawrence, though. The biggest difference in this era, Phil, compared to the other eras, as we're going to be going through this GOAT series, linebacker, edge, Like they're playing more versatile guys you're seeing out there, and then defensive tackle, you're seeing more defensive linemen of like going more out than just straight up nose tackle right on the center. Let's get to strong safety here, Phil.
At the safety, I just went ahead and I went with someone who hasn't been playing for a long time, but someone who I think is the best and will continue to be the best, and that is Brian Branch.
Okay.
The way he can read, the way he can ball hawk, it's absurd. And
Yeah,
although he hasn't played that many seasons, I think easily at the end of this decade, he is going to be the top guy.
I agree. I think he'll be one of the top guys. I think there's another name to put out there, Xavier McKinney as well, but I do agree Brian Branch has stood his ground and he does a phenomenal job with the Detroit defense. So I do think at the end of the decade, I think he will be one of the best, Phil. But for my guy, I want to give a guy who's a bit unappreciated that like he doesn't get talked a lot is Buda Baker. I think Buda Baker
Hmm.
has to get appreciation here because he's been to the Pro Bowl all of these years. He's won three All Pros and he's been definitely an influence difference maker in that Cardinals defense. Without him, the Cardinals defense is not great. Like it's already not great, but like he definitely makes a huge difference. It goes from like 20 points, 24 points you're giving up with Budda Baker to like 30 because Budda Baker makes a big impact. He's very good in the man zone coverage and he's a very physical tackler. He makes the great tackles, and that's what really stands out to me about him.
Hello, Jeremy Hadler viewers. My name is Zach. It's an honor to be a sponsor of the channel. I'm the founder of BSC Cards on Instagram at BSC Cards. I am a avid sports card collector and also seller of definitely all things Browns. You'll see a lot of Browns cards if you follow the page, but also just specializing in rare, unique football cards. Speaking of rare, unique football cards, if you are local to the Eastern Pennsylvania area, I'll be set up Saturday, June 21st at the Berks County Card Show in Birdsboro, Pennsylvania at Blackjack's, table 17. Come see me. We'll have rare, unique pieces for sale. Edgerrin James, Terrell Davis, Thurman Thomas, Chris Johnson, all autographed. What a card. Reminds me of GOAT Series. We'll have Philly legend cards, Nick Foles, one of one, only card in the world. And for you little more enthusiasts out there, the GOATs, we have a second year Michael Jordan. All this and more. Follow the page. Hope to see you there. And looking forward to being here more on the channel. Peace.
Who is your free safety then, Phil?
Why don't you go first
All right, I'll go
on
here.
this one?
All right. For me, this guy, I never understood how he got to this team. I never understood why that team traded him, but I think it's Minka Fitzpatrick. He is a ball hawk, but he's also a great tackle, like I mentioned with Budda Baker, and he excels also in both man and zone coverage, and he's a playmaker. When you need him to make a play and make a stop, he is very good in the run and the defending the pass.
Yeah, I also went Minka Fitzpatrick on this one just because his overall all around ability. And I think that is just who you got to go with.
All right, next player here, we're gonna take, even though he's been hurt, he doesn't have as much stats as like you would hope he would see, but he's been fantastic in the zone coverage. But when the 49ers have been good, especially on that defense, he has definitely been played a big role in that defense and why the 49ers have been very good on the defense and to compete for championships.
Middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
Bobby Wagner. Wow.
I know. I went with Bobby on this one.
Okay.
It was again a big toss up here for the linebacker position. But I went with the veteran on this one, Bobby Wagner. He's been consistent all his career.
I
Even
agree.
recently, if you notice, he has really stepped up his game, and I
Yes.
think that deserves a position.
Let's get to our CBs here. Phil, who you got for CBs?
CBs, it's without a doubt the best corner in the league right now. I had to do it. Pat Surtain. I had to
Wow.
go Pat Surtain on this one over at Denver. I have not seen a better corner in my life. He is
Wow.
locked down over there. You cannot get past him, and I think he's going to get even better.
Who is your other CB then?
Other CB?
Yeah.
Well, I had to go with the next best. Of
Who's that?
course, the great Derek
Ah,
Stingley
God.
Jr. Now, when I say that this guy was underrated and completely overlooked. I speak with facts. Has incredible speed. He has incredible movement, amazing route running, lock down against nearly every superstar that he's gone against. And he will continue to lock down until death.
I'm gonna get my guy out here because I think this guy will definitely perform better than Derek Stingley, and the Texans should have taken him in the draft instead of Derek Stingley, and that is Sauce Gardner. I think he has done a phenomenal work, even though he's on a terrible team. We all know the Jets are bad, but he has definitely contributed as a great CB. He's gotten the two first team All Pros, been to two Pro Bowls, and his stats are pretty good, but he shuts down guys, Phil. Like you put any good receiver. He's had the battles and he can still shut down guys. Has to get appreciation here. And then another guy I wanted to give appreciation to because he's been here for a long time is Jalen Ramsey. I think Jalen Ramsey definitely deserves his appreciation. 14 interceptions he had, of course, in his time in this era. Plus, he's had four Pro Bowls, two first team All Pros, and you just can't undo what he's undo. He
I'm
does
going to have
phenomenal
to
work.
heavily disagree with your Jalen Ramsey take. I think he's overrated bum, personally.
Now, Phil,
Unbiased
let me
opinion.
ask you this. He has how many more Super Bowls than the Texans?
I Does that even matter?
It does. Let's get to kicker here, Phil. I'm gonna make it quick. I think it's no question, even though he has, of course, now not been on the team because of his off-field issue that is occurring, but that is Justin Tucker. I think it's clear and obvious that he's the most accurate kicker from this era. He got the record, Phil, for getting the longest field goal, but I think it's Justin Tucker.
We might want to see what masseuse parlor he was going to and exactly what he was doing there. Uh, I didn't go with Justin Tucker because,
Wow.
I mean, how could you? How could you go with Justin Tucker when there's the much better option for consistency,
Mhm.
for overall strength, and for name value? I'm talking about Cameron Dicker,
Oh
the
my.
kicker. If you're talking about just consistency here, banging them through 50 plus, 40 plus, 30 plus, short, long, it doesn't matter. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, has you covered. Now, Justin Tucker, he may kick some pretty balls every now and then, but what has he done as of late? I mean, he's kind of fallen off a little bit. Cameron Dicker, not so. Not so for Cameron Dicker, the kicker. He's remained valuable and consistent.
He
And
finally
so I have to go with Cameron Dicker
he
instead of
finally
the old
started
wiltering Justin Tucker.
well, he started finally being consistent, Phil, when it was like 2 years ago. He started actually being consistent. Now, Tucker, he's been consistent all his life, getting 226 out of 231 for extra points. But here's the more interesting fact, the most accurate of field goals here. 152 out of 176. That's the most accurate from this era compared to kicker.
Yeah, well, Dicker the kicker is actually improving, and I see Justin just whoom off a cliff. So that's why I had to go with Dicker.
All right, fair, fair, fair. All right, let's get to a more fun position that we always have liked to do here on this YouTube channel is the punter, Phil. Who is your punter?
Now with the punter, I mean, I had to go with the best punter in the league.
Okay.
And that man's name is Tommy Townsend. Now, in my unbiased opinion, he has been incredible over at Kansas City. Just a chef's kiss of a player. Punted him long and accurate. And he's on a certain team right now. I can't quite
Texans.
remember. Oh yeah, he is on the Texans right now. It's just very interesting. But I had to go with him. Yeah.
I will go for another guy because I think it's more obvious that he is stood out to me a bit more, and I'm going to go with the Raiders here, AJ Cole. AJ Cole has gotten two first team All Pros, three Pro Bowls. Biggest thing I've seen out of AJ Cole compared to the rest of the guys is consistency. Now he's averaging, Phil. Now we knew the Raiders' offense has been terrible years, but he's averaging 49.2 yards per punt. Any side of the football field, he's averaging that. So I think AJ Cole is getting appreciation here just because of what I've seen consistency, and I think he will be very good in the next couple of years as well with AJ Cole.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. He's pretty good.
Let's get to our last position here. Kickoff, returner, and punter returner combined here is what we like to do to make it quick here. And for me and Phil, as we were discussing earlier, is Keyshawn Nixon. Now, Keyshawn Nixon, great Packer, had a total return of combining both 112 returns for 2,602 returning yards. He's had one kickoff return touchdown. His average yards per return is 37.7, and he's won a couple All-Pro and a couple Pro Bowls because of that. Not from his CB position, but as a returner. And the returner we're seeing in this era is pretty much not being the same as it once was because of the new rule change. We've seen the old returners that we always have liked. We're not big on the new rules, but we like how our tradition has been. That'll do it here. We appreciate everyone tuning in as we kick off the first episode here, the 2020 All Decade team. Let us know in the chat here. Do you like our list so far? Do you think someone else should have been deserving in another position? Maybe not Tommy Townsend or maybe not Derek Stingley here, Phil's opinion there. But hey, let us know in the chat. We appreciate it. And Phil, thank you for coming on once again. But that'll do it here, folks. That's a wrap in studio. And where you can find Phil, of course, is in the dungeon or the Hobbit Texan hole, as I like to say. Indeed.
I need to go hibernate a little longer.